Hey trainers, Professor Pokemon here, aka Alakaham, and I am here with some more Pokemon video magic. And today I am sharing a really happy video that I increased to my highest score ever, my highest ELO score in the Go Battle League, which is to jump over 2200. And it's using the team that you see on the screen in front of you, Sirfetch'd, with Cresselia and Articuno. This team has given me a lot of coverage, and I've done really well with it. So a 5-0 set that I'm going to show you in the video today led me to be able to beat my all-time high score, and hopefully this will help me grind up to veteran. Even if I don't get there this season, that's okay. My goal each season is to just beat my score from the season before. So I hit a really positive lead with a Melmetal against Sirfetch'd here. I think there was a little bit of lag because typically I think Sirfetch'd beats Melmetal to those charge moves, but they swapped immediately into their Fairy type, which in this case is going to be Clefable. And Fairy types are very, very strong in the Ultra League right now. That's why I keep things like Articuno around, because even though I have to kind of yield a shield here, Articuno is able to actually beat Fairy types. I did a little undercharge there so that I could farm up some energy. But Articuno beats Fairy types because it is able to debuff the Charm attack. That's what I think is one of the most valuable aspects of having an Articuno, is the ability to debuff some of those really, really strong attacks. So they farmed up some energy on their Melmetal, and then they swapped out again. I have a Cresselia with Grass Knot that is more than able to handle something like a Swampert, so the little water froggy is not going to do much to our angelic psychic fairy type here. I did recently add Grass Knot, so Cresselia is in really good shape to be able to do super effective damage against this Swampert. So I'm feeling pretty good at this point, but of course I wanted to keep a shield ready to go because Sirfetch'd is going to have trouble against the Melmetal if Melmetal is energy loaded. But the Melmetal went ahead and used its Rock Slide there, which meant that we could come in with Sirfetch'd with loaded energy, take that last shield. They're going to have to throw. They can't farm us down. So at this point I can shield, and then Sirfetch'd should be able to finish the farm down, but why risk it, you know? If you've got the charge move, go ahead and just make sure that that game is clinched. There was a little bit of lag there again, so we got to see Sirfetch'd going kind of Super Saiyan mode for a second before it launched that Night Slash attack, and we were able to pull off the win. I saw a lot of Steel types on the lead today, which is why Sirfetch'd was my choice for the lead. It's also really good against Swampert if we come across Swampert as a lead. But we do lose a few leads in this set, so starting with Clefable is not great. I expected that they would swap out of that. Usually if they have a Steel type, this is what baits out the Steel type, is the Articuno, but they stayed in with the Clefable. So I thought, okay, usually Articuno can beat Clefable because the Icy Winds are going to do all of that debuff damage that we talked about earlier, and they just stuck with it. So I'm guessing there's something in the back that really does not want to see an Articuno, maybe something like a Giratina, but if so, that's all right, because I have Cresselia. So Cresselia can definitely deal with things like Giratina, and there is a Giratina altered. But it's kind of an odd choice because I didn't expect for them to just throw the Giratina altered when I have a Cresselia out there. I figured they would save that for something like the Sirfetch'd. But again, that might mean that what they have in the back is weak to the Cresselia, so Giratina is just chipping some damage here, and that's fine. Oh, and it is a Togekiss, yeah, so they went double Fairy plus Giratina. Very dangerous team. So it's going to be really, really close on this particular match. I was going to have to go for Grass Knot and then hope that I could get to a Leaf Blade in time with my Sirfetch'd, but they didn't know what I had left, I guess, or maybe they just thought I had more energy on the Cresselia than I did. We might have actually lost that one, but they went ahead and did the top left thing and kicked out of it, so that's okay by me. Here we are in match number 3, picking up another positive lead, this time against an Abomasnow, where Sirfetch'd is doing super effective damage. They built up to the energy ball, probably hoping that I would think that that was a weather ball, but I was not quite ready to let the Sirfetch'd go, and it's a good thing I didn't. So here we hit a Talonflame, and Talonflame is actually kind of difficult for this particular team. It's going to just annihilate Articuno, and fairy-type moves don't do all that much damage to Talonflame. They're going to be resisted, so it's a good thing that I preserved that Sirfetch'd. Then they come in with a Cresselia. I can do super effective damage with Night Slash, and because this is their last Pokemon, what I want to do is come in and use Articuno to just chip damage and then debuff the attack. So if their Cresselia is debuffed and I'm ahead on health, then I easily win the Cresselia mirror match. So yeah, definitely went for those icy winds. Finally got that last shield. They are double debuffed at this point, double debuffed, I think. So even their really big attack, the Future Sight, is not doing enough damage to even take out the Articuno, and we take another win there. Coming into this 4th match, I was feeling pretty good here, but I didn't want to get overconfident. Sometimes you win a few, and then the kind of daily meta changes a little. You stop hitting leads that are good for you. But I did get another excellent lead with a Poliwrath up front. This was kind of odd. I saw an armored Mewtwo here, which is so cool, by the way. I don't have one, but I absolutely love it. I love the throwback to Pokemon, the first movie. Armored Mewtwo is really, really cool. So I launched a Night Slash just to try and get some super effective damage in, but then I switched out because Sirfetch'd was not going to survive those confusions very long. I figured that I could take at least one Psystrike from the Articuno, and after the debuff, I could actually take 2, and then, of course, I was able to farm down, which gave us enough energy to debuff the Poliwrath. Now, the problem, of course, is that the Poliwrath had energy, but then it didn't use it, so that was a pleasant surprise for me. They tried to farm down with Mudshot, and that's going to be really hard to do against a flying type. So here I decided to come in with Cresselia, because Cresselia can tank anything that that Poliwrath is going to throw. It's going to be no big deal. And they switch out, and what they have left in the back is a Steel type. They have a Registeel ready to go, and that is exactly what I wanted to see, because now I can lock them into a match with my Sirfetch'd doing super effective damage on the fast move, and I'm going to reach my charge moves much, much faster than this Registeel. So I get all of the shields, and I do not have to worry about the Poliwrath against Cresselia at all. So I did not mind expending a shield to protect the Sirfetch'd. The opponent made a really wise move there. They swapped out immediately into Poliwrath and used that energy to finish off Sirfetch'd, but that Poliwrath is going to do nothing against this Cresselia. And a full health Cresselia versus a Registeel in the red zone is going to have a pretty easy time. So it worked out pretty nicely that we got the alignments that we wanted in this particular match, and I was happy with the way that turned out. I love to see water types up front because I have at least 2 answers to water types, but Poliwrath is even better because, of course, Cresselia has a couple of different options for super effective moves with Psychic and Grass-type moves. Now, this was another interesting lead. They had the Scrafty, and Scrafty is kind of unusual for the Ultra League. You've got to XL it to get it up there. I don't see it that often. But Sirfetch'd is going to be doing super effective damage against Scrafty. They swapped out into Registeel, which is very odd because Registeel is also weak to Sirfetch'd's fast move. And I did get the attack boost there, okay? So I was very happy with that. So that told me that whatever they had in the back, like everything has some kind of weakness to Sirfetch'd here. I swapped out into Articuno, hoping that I might inspire a swap back into the Scrafty, because Scrafty is what I really want to have lined up with my Sirfetch'd, and they do swap back to the Scrafty. So what I want to do here is land an Icy Wind to debuff, and I'm not going to shield anything, so if they throw Foul Play, so be it. They can feint out Articuno. Actually, this is sort of, okay, so that's worst case scenario, right? They throw Power Up Punch, and this is probably another one. Yeah, so they're going to feint us out, but they've just boosted their attack strength enormously. So it's a good thing that I had loaded energy on the Sirfetch'd, and for whatever reason, they went ahead and let the Scrafty go, knowing that I would be able to attack the Cresselia with super effective damage. I decided to let Sirfetch'd go because in the mirror match between Cresselia, with mine having more health, I knew that I would pull that off, and they knew that I was going to take that as a win as well. And so that worked out really great. And this was the first 5-0 I've had in a couple of days. I've had some 4-1s, which have helped me climb back up to the score I was at before the Remix Cup dragged my ELO down. But I was really happy to have this team to climb back up in the Ultra League Open. And lo and behold, when I clicked that claim reward button, it told me that I had beat my all-time high score, which was 2180 something. So now I have passed that threshold into the 2200s, and keep your fingers crossed for me as I continue to try and grind my way up with this team. I hope you're having a fun time in the Ultra League Open for Go Battle League Season 7. I'll try and share some more videos with my adventures soon, and I'll talk to you next time, trainers.